What's up guys, David here, and I'm here to talk to you some more about timepieces. Now, as I mentioned in the last video, I started collecting at an early age. I showed you my fossils, I showed you my Esquire. Now I want to show you what brought me to the whole next level. My true to terms Swiss timepiece, still a little bit higher up than the Esquire for sure, and it's my actual Movado. Movado, again, like I said, is a great company. And for anything in the several hundred to $1,000 or $2 range, it's a perfect buy. They have great looks, they're very unique, they have a very simple classic dial, which I absolutely love. The one I'm wearing is not a classic museum dial, which is what you'll hear through Movado terminology, which is their classic dial with the dot right up at the top. It's not a diamond, it's just a little dot. It's actually a moon-shaped kind of concave dot, and it actually represents the modern day sundial, which is kind of cool because that's where time telling pretty much started, was with the sundial. So a lot of you young kids out there probably have no idea, never even heard of a sundial, but yeah, it was the original watch for let's say. So I have my Vizio on right here, so I'll take it off. This is the Movado Vizio. It's diamond marker Vizio, so all the markers are actually diamonds all the way around, so you can tell the time a little bit easier than some of the other Movados that don't have anything on the dial. I really like it because it's very unique stainless steel bulleted bracelet. They call it that because it's almost like individual little bullets going down the bracelet, which makes it very comfortable on the wrist. It's very fluid, as you can see. It grabs my finger just like it grabs your wrist, and it's a very comfortable style. It also is engraved on the back with Vizio, the logo. You can see that here. See if I can focus on that for you. Yeah, so you can see that it says Vizio right on the back there, which is kind of cool. It doesn't have anything to do with the TV, so it's definitely not a mark-off brand of the Vizio television at all that I for sure know of. Again, like I mentioned in the last video, it does say Swiss made at the bottom. That's one of the big tells as far as being an actual Swiss timepiece and having that precision of a Swiss timepiece. And we can also get a little bit more into movements and stuff like that, especially when I show you my Tag Heuer. You'll be able to see on the exhibition style backing the actual movement itself. We can talk about jewels and complexities inside the movement. But this was my favorite watch. It still is to this day, one of my ultimate favorites in my collection. It's a great everyday piece. I can dress it up, dress it down. I've worn it in suits. I even wear it like today, casual, nice polo or a t-shirt and shorts. It's a phenomenal timepiece. It's a great guy's timepiece. They actually even make a ladies version, which is really pretty as well with diamonds. It's absolutely gorgeous. They also make it with a mother of pearl dial for the ladies, which is pretty cool. Again, it's a double deployment butterfly clasp style. This one's a little more unique because it's different sizes on both sides. So you do have to have this one come in first and then the next one come in second. Now, one thing I have seen people ask me a lot about is some people aren't very proficient. Now, a lot of you watch collectors out there, people who've worn watches for a very long time, this is something completely easy. So this is not for you. You can mute this or skip over it, but it makes it easier when you know how to actually open the watch. So this one does have a button deployment on the side, but if you need to release without the button, you put your finger between the two pieces of metal and pop it open. Now this one's a lot easier because of the fact that I've used it for so long. I had it for so many years that it's a little bit more worn down on the mechanism, so it does pop open a little bit easier. But anytime you ever have a watch that does not have button deployments on a butterfly or double butterfly clasp, usually the double butterflies, then you're gonna just put your finger between the two pieces of metal, push upward, and then it'll pop open. This one here is actually another really unique feature, is that it has a tungsten carbide bezel. So the bezel is this outer rim of the timepiece, just outside the glass or crystal, whatever you want to call, or whatever you have on your timepiece. But just outside that is the bezel. Now this bezel is tungsten carbide. You probably can't see it because of the lighting, but it's really shiny, and it's also a darker metal than stainless steel. So it's a darker look to it and darker feel, but it's also extremely scratch resistant. So sapphire and tungsten carbide are very scratch resistant. That's what makes this watch really unique, because of the sapphire crystal dial as well as the tungsten carbide bezel. You're gonna have this dial, which is pretty much the money maker of the watch. be very, very consistently clean as far as no scratching or dings or dents into it because of the sapphire crystal and the tungsten carbide. So that's another really unique feature, because you can hit it on things and bump into walls and bump into stuff, desks, and you don't have to too much worry about it as far as scratching it. So it is scratch resistant, and all tungsten is. Now it can break, so that's another misconception a lot of people don't realize or know about, is they think tungsten is indestructible, and it's not. It's just very scratch resistant. So if this thing met the tile, and just from dropping it from a height of my arm down to the floor, it's definitely gonna probably shatter, or at least have a nice chunk missing out of it. So be careful when you do have a tungsten, don't let it just drop or bang. But as far as scratches, which is normally what happens to 99% of all watches, is you don't have to worry about the scratching. So it's a great feature on this Movado Vizio. So I just want to go ahead and show you that, part of my collection, one of my very first ever Swiss timepieces, and my first Movado. Definitely not my last, but definitely my first. So if you like this video, go ahead and comment, like down at the bottom. Please share it out to your Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, text your friends about it. And then if you have any questions, comment me down below, and I'll try to get your questions answered for you. And again, I'm David, and I wanted to talk to you more about watches. So thank you very much.